Okay, in this tutorial we're going to wrap up the sort of little mini series of things to do with Jabba Gaming's logo. As you can see, this is a sort of neon-y writing on type thing. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, as usual we're going to be working in Fusion. To get to your Fusion composition, go to the top of your screen, make sure your effects library is turned on, come down to effects, and Fusion Comp is here. Now if you're a regular viewer of my videos, why haven't you favorited Fusion Comp so that it's down here and we don't have to mess about? To favorite it, just tick on the star, it lights up, and your Fusion Comp will be in your favorites, which are always available down the bottom of the screen. Drag a Fusion Comp onto the timeline and go into Fusion. Okay, for this effect we're going to need paths or polygons. Now there's two ways you can get your path or polygon. The first way is to bring in your PNG file, put it on the screen, grab a background, grab a polygon, and with the polygon selected, start tracing around your shape. And you can do that and it works, but it's boring and it's tedious, and so I cheated. So we can get rid of the polygon in the background. What I did was I went on the internet and found this site, convertio.co, which basically converts your PNG into an SVG file. An SVG is basically a vector drawing, and what the vector drawing does from Fusion's perspective is it does your polygons for you. So once you've done that and you've got your SVG file, we come into Fusion, we come to the top of the screen to the Fusion menu, go to Import and SVG, and we go to wherever our SVG is saved, and we double click on it and we get this little window, click OK, and now we have this box. So the media in can go, we don't need it anymore. The SVG is basically a group of nodes, so the first thing we can do is right click and ungroup it. And now we can get rid of this background and merge at the end because we don't need them. And what we're left with is this background and these four paths. They're basically polygons. As you can see, the path is the outline of the various elements, and that's exactly what we need. So the first thing we're going to do, as you remember from the previous videos, Jabba Gaming's logo is red, so we will change the background colour and we will make it red. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change each of these polygons from a solid to just an outline. So to do that, select your first path, come to the inspector and uncheck solid, and give your border width some size. For this particular case, 0.005 works great. It may be more or less for yours. You'll have to experiment to get the right size. Come down your chain and do the same to the others. And in no time at all, certainly less time than it would take to trace them out, you end up with 4 outlines for the various elements in the logo, like so. What these outlines allow us to do is animate them being drawn on and off, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to work out, so for me I decided 1.5 seconds, so 36 frames, because I'm on a 24 frame per second timeline, was how long it was going to take for the logo to fully appear. So come to frame 36 or to 1.5 seconds, select your first path, and if you come over to your inspector you've got two settings, position and length, and we're going to keyframe both of those, and we're going to bring the position up to 1. Now we're going to go back to frame 0 and we're going to simply drop position and length to 0, and you notice it automatically sets your second keyframe for you. Now if you play through that, you get this kind of effect. Now what I'm going to do is quickly whiz through and do the same for the other 3 elements, but I'm going to speed it up. So now we have the full logo animated. What I also did, and this is kind of optional, is I came to the end. So frame 119 is the last frame for me, so I went back a second, which is frame 96. I keyframed position and length again, came to frame 119 and I just dropped length to 0. And again I did that for all 4. So now the full animation is it wiggles and squiggles on, it stays on for a bit and then it just wipes itself off. And that's your basic animation. The other thing I added in was a glow node, so select your background, shift spacebar and type glow, add. Now with the glow node you can fiddle around with the settings to get kind of the look you want, like so. Now what I also did to get the flickering neon effect, still on the glow node, if you come to the glow, right click, modify with, shake, this now activates the modifier tab at the top. You can click that and you can play with these settings. The first one is smoothness. I'm going to drop it all the way down to 0.001. Minimum and max I had somewhere around here. I guess it's about playing with it to get the desired effect. It's possibly a bit too bright, so just that's kind of okay. And that was basically it. Pipe it into your media out. You can come back to your timeline, let the effect cache, and there you have it, a sort of neon writing on outlined logo. So once again, I hope you enjoyed that, I hope you found it informative. Feel free to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I will catch you on the next one. Cheers!